We were talking about this, right? So I was sending this message to you. Superman. Is it real? Is he real? Yes. Most of the DC Marvel movies, they are real. Why not? The real means like scientifically real. I mean, I'm not telling that it happened in real world. I'm telling you, it is practically possible. And even you are a Superman or a Superwoman. That's what I'm trying to tell you. How? What is the reason to consider you are a Superman? Now just think about the story. And if you have watched the movies, I have watched like a very old movie, because when we were kids, we were watching the old movies, Superman, the early stage of Superman. Now after that, there were like a couple of similar type movies came later. Different production organizations, production companies had made it separately. So Superman come from a different planet called Krypton, right? So then this Superman's genetic, Superman's body conditions are not the same for us. And we all know that if this universe, if we consider the universe, entire universe, we all should understand that is kind of unlimited. So our solar system is just a small dot in this universe. So definitely it's not us living in this universe for sure. And I don't know, even the word living is correct, right? For the other planets, other aliens, what we call as aliens. And I don't know whether they can come to us or not. I'm not talking about that part. I'm talking about there is a possibility. And now sometimes I have read some books completely misconcepting, telling sometimes Earth's atmospheric conditions and the temperatures are there in some other worlds and all, so the humans can be there. No humans. I'm not talking about humans. Why are we talking about human? Because we think that we are superior and we are the people who are ruling the entire universe. No, there may be like different shape, different appearance, different systems inside the body. Sometimes they may not be bodies. I don't know. Some people talk about robots. Some people talk about aliens with that, the weird faces. No, I'm not talking about it. But human is this, the entire body structure as well as the internal organ systems, the functions, the way it works. Now, say for an example, similar appearance there for the Superman in Krypton under completely different gravity levels, because this universe is fully controlled by gravity. Fully controlled by gravity. So when the gravity conditions are different, the abilities will be different. So what is the world record of the high jump? What we do the math, we do the physics, and we try to understand why Superman is real. What is the world high jump record? 1993, still not broken after 30 plus years, after 33 years, still it is the same. Of a Cuban, anyone knows? 2.45 in Spain, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll try to do the maths for this Cuban and see how it works for us. Let's go to the board and do maths. Now, think about the world record 1993. Sotomayor. I mean, slightly spellings, and not Javier. We call him Javier because Cubans and some pronunciations J is not pronounced as J, right? Spellings may be slightly different. Sotomayor, 1983, a Cuban in Spain, he jumped 2.45 meters. High jump. Assume that high jump is merely a vertical one. Merely a vertical one, right? Completely up. So this is Xavier's movements, right? So, and we try to find his projection speed up, right? Projection speed up. So we know that the height reached is 2.45 meters. Height reaches 2.45 meters. And the gravity, the absolute gravity conditions, 9.81. Okay. And we do the maths for his initial velocity. Now, his initial velocity, v squared equals u squared plus 2as. And he reached to the topmost position and no velocity further. And u squared to 9.81 into, we had like a little bit of less space. H is like 2.45. And you can find u. So how do you find u? 2 into 9.81, 2.45. We'll do the maths. You do the math and tell me what is its initial speed up. What is its initial upward speed? So what's the value? 6.93 meters per second. Now, since we did some questions from moon, you go to the moon. You go to the moon. When you go to the moon, what is moon's gravity? What is moon's gravity? Lunar gravity. Now we know that. Lunar gravity. 1.62. This is lunar gravity, okay? So lunar gravity. Now we'll do this maths to find out how much you can jump on the surface of moon. You, not a Superman. Xavier is the Superman for us. Xavier Sotomon. Right? So we take him to moon and ask him to do the high jump again. So we do the maths again. V squared equals u squared plus 2as. And final velocity is 0. Initially, we assume that his speed is not affected by the gravity conditions. His body structure, his effort and everything remains the same on the moon, assuming that 6.93 right, and minus 2.162 into the height. Now do the maths. Do the maths. .62 into, and tell me the value. You can say that 14.78 meters. Right. Now you understand. Now he is gonna be a Superman on moon. Xavier is not just a human on the moon. Why? So he jumps 14.78, bigger than 4-story building, almost 4 or 5-story building. And he just jumped, he goes above 4 or 5-story building with that small effort on moon. Sometimes on moon's gravity condition will support his body structure more and he may be able to get a higher speed. We don't know. We haven't done Olympics on the moon surface, right? So now we go back to Superman's story. Superman comes from where? Comes from Krypton. So assume Krypton's gravity is 10 or 15 times, 100 times. Is it possible? Yes, because it's a completely different world. Right? So in case the gravity is 10 times, now this is 1/6 times. So 1/10 times. So this value will go like another couple of times bigger. So you come to the ground and you jump up. So you goes at a very high speed, what we cannot even assume, right? And then simple terms, you are a Superman or a Superwoman. Unfortunately, you are in the wrong planet. Find your planet. When you go to a proper planet, they will consider you as a Superman or Superwoman. So this is all about the gravity explanation. So always Marvel, DC and the modern movies are not just made randomly. They have done this math a little bit. And add some drama, yes. And cinematic and the fiction parties, of course they are. But they are not impossible as sometimes scientific people think they are stupid. No, they are very much possible scenarios.